Halo, selamat datang lagi di Tales of Arise. Kita lanjut yuk. Terakhir kita udah tahu rahasia dari kota ini, Indonesia, rahasia dari Vision, rahasia yang mengerikan ternyata ya di balik semuanya ini, di balik keharmonisan, damai ternyata di bawah. Di balik ini ternyata ada
Either
konspirasi.
Dohalim's allies have been arrested, or they're keeping a low profile.
Meaning the rebels are occupying the palace? Then let's hurry up and kick those bastards out.
Dan kita melawan Dohalimnya berserk. Terus abis itu Dohalimnya udah nggak tahu nih kemana. Dan ada yang kudeta nih, si Kelzalik, tangan kanannya si Dohalim, dia melakukan kudeta. Tampaknya dia nggak suka dengan adanya Rena sama dengan ini akur satu sama lain. Dia ketahuan, mukanya ketahuan nih, muka aslinya. Palace, dia nggak tahu nih ngapain sih dia di palace ini.
This place is awfully quiet for a siege palace.
Such a huge place is spooky without all those people here.
They're probably waiting to ambush us.
With so few Renans here, I guess this is what it's like when the Dahnans are expelled and the ruling minority are all that's left. My money's on them using Zeugles to even the odds.
I don't even see any Dahnan guardsmen.
The fact that they're not at their stations tells me they really have been driven out. We all swore an oath of loyalty to Lord Dohalim. My fellow guards wouldn't abandon their post lightly.
Speaking of which, where the heck is he?
How could this be happening?
Any idea where we should go in the main building?
Let's try the Lord's chamber.
Worth a shot.
Knights yang ada di sini yang menjaga palace-nya semuanya diusir sama Kelzalik. Yang Fruit of Helgen itu yang mengakibatkan dan menjadi hollow. Kenapa nih? Kok jadi ada perisai ini? Dan Kelzalik, did he really manage to deploy these barriers inside the palace? Guess that means we're on the right track to finding him. Is there any way we can get rid of this? If memory serves, there's a release mechanism somewhere. First guess would be inside his personal office. Oke, barriernya kita ke
Hey
personal
Law, you
office-nya
can bust
si
that wall open, can't you?
Kelzalik.
Well, let's give it a try and find out!
You sure about that? From what I hear, that thing can stop even a cannonball.
On second thought, let's see if there's a release mechanism somewhere.
Barriernya kuat ya, bahkan bisa menahan cannonball. Save dulu di sini, save lagi buat jaga-jaga gitu ya. Ada skin baru, kita tonton.
Kisara, do you have any idea just what Kelzalik might be planning at the palace?
It's hard to say. I've never seen him use any powerful arts, and I don't think he's particularly skilled with any weapons either. However, I have noticed him accompanied by something strange from time to time.
What kind of strange?
I don't know. I couldn't see anything with him, but I could sense something was there. Probably some sort of Zeugle.
An invisible Zeugle?
We'd better be careful in any case. I'd rather we not find out after it jumps us and tries to rip our throats out.
Tadi ini gak punya kemampuan. Si Kisara bilang kayaknya dia nggak ada kemampuan apa gitu ya. Nggak ngeliat ada art, pernah casting art atau punya kemampuan tertentu, tapi dia ada ngikutin invisible Zeugle.
I won't forgive you!
You're mine! I see one, eh? Not today! I can carve through all the
You think that shield will save you?
For my lord! We're not finished! Take it!
You're mine! Where are you going? Going in! Tiger Blade! Going in!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Pipit prajuritnya pada ngelawan karena itu ya, kalau misalkan dia nggak ngelawan Dahna, dia akan jadi pembangkang gitu. Mungkin gitu.
Go no further!
Cuman, aduh. Ah, pakai shield. Nice.
We got flyers!
I got the court! What a Roman handle!
Megasonic thrust! Ignite! All yours! We're not finished! You're finished! We did it! Take this!
One more!
You're finished!
Eh,
Megasonic thrust! No! Here!
nanti kisarannya lagi over limit. Kita lihat terusnya.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Oh, lo armor breaker karena berhasil pakai combo boost buat nge-break guardnya musuh. Sip.
I need to be stronger.
Jurusnya si Kisara nggak terlalu wow gimana ya. Menurut saya nggak terlalu yang bombastis atau fantastis gimana gitu. Waduh.
No choice!
Where are you going? Not in your dreams!
I won't show you any mercy!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Now! Here I come! Win!
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Severing wing!
Don't get complacent.
Noble
I think
rookie.
this is a key to the noble room of the castle.
A noble what?
The room at the northern end of this floor. Maybe the release mechanism is in there.
Noble room ada di paling utara. Release mechanismnya mungkin di situ. Nanti coba iseng ke dining hall. Makanan nggak ya? Udah. Beneran dong ada makanan. Oh, peach gel. Peach gel itu buat yang mana ya? Lupa. Oh, 1200 HP. Tidak penuh. Apa nih? Milk. Karena ada makanan ya. Minuman sih lebih tepatnya. Tapi ada gel juga. Jadi kita udah dapat kuncinya untuk ke Noble Room. Kesini guard room.
Right.
Oh, these are the guard's personal quarters. If you need anything in here, feel free to take it. Is this where you sleep too? I got the impression the guard was mostly made up of men. Oh, the quarters are divided between men and women. We're standing in the women's right now. Gotcha, guess I better be careful not to disturb too much while I'm here then.
Right.
I wouldn't if you don't want to end up on the wrong side of her maze. Ini guard's room, tempatnya guard tidur. Apa nih? Oh, ada harta. Yes. Topas guard. Equipmentnya si Kisara dari kelihatan gambarnya nih. Oke, defense makin tinggi si Kisara. Pork bone recipe. Ini tempat tidurnya guard untuk perempuan gitu. Dipisah antara perempuan sama laki-laki.
Hi, Hoodle!
I see one, eh?
Lightning condensed! Move
Masih Spearman ini.
Be my guest!
Thanks, Shion.
Lightning condensed!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Noble room. Mungkin ada device-nya. Ada penjaga. Oh, I'm supposed to be here. Ada
Get lost!
ada penjaga, melawan penjaga ini.
So much for talking it out. Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclone. Not a chance.
Shield! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
Like there's nothing to find here. Guess that makes this a bus. Got any other ideas about places we could check? If it's not in his office, then I'd check the barrack and or maybe even the
All right.
Got it, let's go through both of these places and see what I'm with. Ya, ternyata
There are
di
enemy
sini
forces here too.
They must be predicting our movements and deploying accordingly.
So
Sakso.
I figured we were coming all along. Is that it?
Ternyata bukan di Noble Room, kita masih cari-cari lagi di room yang lain. Jauh, kita lewat tengah aja yuk. Nah, sini daripada muter-muter dari ke atas, sini aja deh.
You know, the more I think about it, this palace is way too big for its own good.
Tell me about it. Plus, where the hell were these soldiers and Zugals all this time?
Normally, the Zugals are kept in specialized training facilities and only get let out in cases of emergency.
Like this one, for instance? Give me a break.
Oh, ternyata Zugos itu di keep di sini kalau misalkan ada emergency.
Not in your dreams!
Si emergency kayak sekarang ini ya, kan dilepas.
This one, make it rain! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Peace gel, dapat peace gel ya dari beberapa musuh ini. Karena peace gelnya udah penuh dan HP-nya juga masih cukup banyak. Staff quarter, barracks. Cobalah cari-cari satu-satu aja. Kalau ada barang lumayan. Ah, musuh.
I'll do my best!
Going in. Ignite. It's almost too strong. Be my guest. You're finished. To the win. Here I come. Hurricane strike. You're on. Take it.
Tiger blade!
An astral blitz.
That's my cue!
Shut him down.
Dia pakai asal
Healing circle! Hazel!
Look, Shion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
We're not finished. Never win. Take this. You're finished.
Lightning to the
Make it
flurry!
rain!
Finished.
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
kali Sion. Boost strike
Everyone still
Sion.
in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
1200 gold. Dan apa nih? Treasury Key Earth. Kenapa Treasury Key Earth ya? Berarti ada elemen lain. Musuhnya yang di lorong dia nge-spawn. Salah. Kita ke lobby. Kita sini ke barak. Ada musuh.
Little help!
Ah, sempat lo pakai jurus.
They really don't give up, do
Kena.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Orange gel. Oke, lumayan. Gel kita pakai. CP jadi penuh. Dan kau ambil. Ini. Apple. Ada kita. Kita keluar. Kombonya sedikit. Yes.
I'll do my best.
Ya sebutannya lupa. Battle apa gitu. Misalkan udah mau habis biru tadi, tinggal kita lawan aja langsung. Dia akan sekarang heal lagi.
I'm ready for the next battle.
Dapat Astral Mesh 6, Silver Dog Tag 2. Ini yang tinggal itu si meeting room di bawah.
What's with that shining? We're in for a long slog with this one.
Gak boleh virus. Boleh kau keluarin Astral Art.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
I can feel my power growing.
Meeting room. Mana? Bawah. Ini. Ada musuh.
Out of our way.
Bring him down!
Far enough. Confiscated.
Sini Noel, malah pencetnya Kisara.
You're finished!
Dance in the wind.
Release!
I'll be safe. That's my cue.
Shut him down! I owe you one.
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely
It's
worked up a
jelly.
sweat.
Angel, Kisaranya bolehlah kita si Kisara. Angel, makan lo. Apa nih? There is writing scribbled in the margins. My comrades, in the event of an emergency, you are to disengage the barrier and will provide support. You know which room the release mechanism is in. Do not forget to retrieve the key from the office. Oke, ambil key-nya dari office. Kalau ada emergency itu ya, barriernya bisa di itu apa ya? Bisa dirilis gitu, bisa dipasang. Terus provide support. Release mechanism-nya nggak disebut di mana, cuman key-nya di office.
Is that some kind of note the rebels left?
Hey, it mentions the release mechanism we're looking for, but
This isn't enough to go on.
Iya, nggak disebut release mechanism-nya itu ada di room mana, cuman dikasih tahu office. Office itu untuk ambil kuncinya. Dan kita bisa tahu dah ya.
dispose of the trash. Where are you going?
Megasonic thrust! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Kita ke treasure.
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
Satu-satunya yang belum kita kunjungin treasury ya. Nih, treasury. Oke. Oh, kaget.
No choice. Oh my lord! Fall back! Now you see what I can do! Take down their defenses! Bring them down!
Aduh.
You're mine! Flying free! They just sit still! Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Megasonic thrust!
Locked and loaded.
Slash! This one's all mine!
Going in.
It's over!
Make it rain. Fly. Demons descend.
Flashing bang! Now! No escape!
Anything in order.
Hold on.
Take this!
Wind after wind.
You're mine! It's over!
Au.
Now, frozen.
Hammer.
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alton.
Elixir, wow. Ini merah-merah. Equipment nih biasanya. Cocktail dress. Equipment buat si salah. Equipment buat si Xion. Untung ini kayaknya mekanisme di sini karena ada tanda seru. It's a shiny gold statue. It must represent a previous lord. Udah gitu doang. Shiny gold statue represent previous lord. Kayaknya ada sesuatu ya di sini. Cuman karena kita nggak tahu harus ngapain. Nanti kita harus halaman lain kan? Lord Quarters. Oh terakhir nih Lord's Quarters belum. Aduh dikuncinya. Jadi mana dong? Entrance Plaza. Ke bawah ini ada sesuatu nggak ya?
Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining.
Oh, enemy ini shining.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! You got
Tuh.
Tiger blade. Lightning orb.
Take
More
this!
with that I can read your If it's in the sky, it's mine. I never miss.
Megasonic thrust! Lightning slash!
Glacier lightning.
It's almost too strong!
Split it open.
Be my guest! You're mine! Megasonic thrust!
Tuh.
Lightning orb. Tiger blade. Raging cascade.
Take this! Take this!
Seal. This one's radiant pierce.
You're mine! I'm not gonna try harder! My turn! No escape!
Going in.
Pierce!
Nicely done.
Masih ngecek room-room yang lain kakak. Kayaknya ada yang miss
Hi,
ya.
Hoodle.
Here I come!
Glacier spear.
No escape!
Raging cascade. Blazer. Seal.
It's on! Take this! Not today!
It weakens.
Pierce! This ends now!
Lightning condemned.
Pierce!
Tiger blade. Pierce.
Double blade!
This one's mine. Gemini Aqua.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny...
Edit lagi. Ah, ini salah. Akhir tadi di meeting room ya. Meeting room itu kan ada suratnya. Surat kalau kuncinya di office.
Is this a joke?
More with action run. This one's mine. Lightning orb. Reload. Here's your orb. Glacier lightning condemned.
Megasonic thrust! This one's mine! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone. With this, I can become even stronger.
Lagi ya. ke office lagi. Nggak ada. Di hall tapi juga nggak ada apa-apa ya. Cek ke sebelah sana. Malas lawan ah. Bye. Barak juga tadi nggak ada apa-apa. Kamar. Jika masalah apa nih? There's writing scribbled in the margins. My comrades want you occupy the palace in case the berries pose haste. You know which room to leave the release mechanism in it. Return the key to the room to the specified cabinet. Balikin key-nya ke specified cabinet.
Look, another note from the rebels.
If we combine it with the note we found before, then there should be a key inside a cabinet in the office.
Great. Let's see if we can find it.
Oke. Ada satu kunci tersimpan di kabinetnya di office. Benar-benar ada sesuatu rahasia ya. Kita harus cari clue. Nah, nanti di office ini ada nih di kabinet, berarti ada di mana kita? Situ kah? Yap. Betul. Duplicate large quarters key.
Even if Dahnans and Renans aren't on completely equal footing here, both sides still cared about each other. And now we have to fight some of those same Renans inside the palace.
Don't forget, we're here fighting to keep what makes this realm so special alive. Don't lose hope.
Tragis ya. Kita awalnya hidup berdampingan sampai sama Dahna, tapi jadinya gara-gara pemberontakan ini sama juga gitu.
Go no further!
Now you picked the wrong side!
Now you see what I can do!
Here!
Oops.
That's like you!
Shut him down! I owe you one!
I'll be saving you!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shia.
Cepat sekarat si autornya. Lord's Quarter. Ini dia. Release mekanismenya ya.
Did that finally get rid of the wall?
To think they would hide it in Lord Dohalim's personal quarters. The nerve of these people.
They won't get away with it for much longer.
That's right. We have to hurry to the Lord's chamber. Let's go.
An eclectic mix of books on high-level academic subjects, gourmet food, curios, and more. The section provides insight to the character of the owner. Okay. The use of music, concerto pieces of four quartets. Ada sesuatunya ya. Apa nih? String scores to tug at the heartstrings. Oke, judul buku. Apa nih? Biola. Unfamiliar instruments are set out on display. You can't touch them. Oke. Nah, sini dulu. Lanjut. Kita ngelawan si Salik. Mungkin akan ngelawan invincible-nya Zugles yang punya dia mungkin ya. Lawan pemberontak. Oh, rame nih.
Well, well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
So it's true. You really are the one behind all this, Kelzalik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either. Know your place, slave.
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being. Though really, I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzalik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor. His closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Don't be a fool! I didn't serve him because I wanted to. I expect a mere slave would know, but there are many powerful contenders for the position of Lord. A contest of strength determines the one who will be Lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
But he had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you slaves even imagine how that looked to the rest of us? Enduring the whims of an ambitionless lord, all we could do was wait for the end as we suffered through our humiliation.
You want suffering? Try being Dahnan for a day.
So you plotted against Lord Dohalim in secret. And when my brother found out...
And I would do it all again if it meant returning Menancia to its rightful state! A realm where Dahnans are slaves and Renans their masters. It's the natural order.
Enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor? Miguel. My brother. He dreamed of building a world free of suffering. He gave his life for that dream. And all you've managed to build is a lake of death. You killed my brother. And now you'll die for it!
Oh. Wow. Nah, kita harus melawan dia tanpa bisa melihat sama sekali. Jangan bilang dia invincible.
My brother's dead because of
Oh,
you.
enggak.
Why should I concern myself with the passing of one pathetic slave?
Have you no shame?
Kan, invincible kan.
This one's mine.
Tapi tidak saya. Aduh.
Go for the weak point. One more. Lightning orb.
Ah, poison.
Sleep now. More for the stockpile.
Eat dirt! I'll smash you!
Here's a healing
Megasonic
potion.
drop!
First aid. Lightning orb. I'll fix you up. This round's mine.
There you are.
Tiger
Try
blade.
harder.
Down! You're
I'll
on!
heal you all. Tempest.
Denied!
Here's a healing
It
potion.
vanished again?
Listen carefully and keep your eyes peeled.
I can only rely on myself. Radiant one's mine.
This one's mine! Look sharp!
First aid.
Take it!
Tiger blade!
Radiant down.
Tapi bu, apa
This
bu?
one's mine!
Megasonic drop!
Blade!
Covering wind! You're finished! Take it! You picked the wrong fight! You're mine!
This one's mine!
Megasonic drop!
Oh, ya.
Megasonic drop!
1.000.
Megasonic drop!
Yes, more break. Sip.
This ends now!
Terus. Cepet banget dia udah bangun. Bangun lagi. Banget.
This one's mine!
Oh.
Megasonic
Tuh, 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 tuh.
Take it!
Ah, kayak salik. Full kayak gini.
You're mine! You're finished! This one's all mine! You're mine! Megasonic drop!
Baik. Galak dibalik ini semua. Oh,
Commander of Heavens! Phoenix Cyclone! You're mine!
This one's mine!
No escape!
Mine!
More! Raining Flash!
oh.
Sonic drop!
limit kah dia? Oh, ada yang kecil-kecil. Oh, Ai. Ah, poison.
But I'll never back down. Megasonic thrust. Megasonic thrust. Here. Megasonic thrust. Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Oh, itu dong. Sip, thank you, Sion. Ah, aduh. 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 Baik, poison lagi.
Stay away from my friend.
Oh, kisarannya meninggal.
That's my cue.
Yuh, hampir jadi pakai astro arm.
Ignite.
Poison. Aduh, ternyata CP-nya habis. Pantesan Fiona nggak nge-heal.
This should do it.
Tuh,
I owe you one. We've got him on the run.
Don't get cocky.
Right.
belakang.
It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone.
Oke, dia akan muter.
Lunar corruption.
Ah,
Here. Strike.
I don't feel so hot.
This should sit this one out.
oke.
I miss all the
Powernya
fun.
break.
No way.
Mega Piston.
Raging storm.
Ignite.
Selamat dia bangunnya ya.
Now you see what I can do.
Laser cyclone.
You're finished.
Healing cycle.
Win.
Tiger blade. Lightning condense.
It's over. Mirage. Here I come.
Raging storm. Here, let me help. I'm
Wih.
first aid.
Waduh, Rinwell-nya meninggal. Dulu live battle. Ini habis. Udah bisa. Oke, orange gel kasih lagi. Oh, kitanya akan ada lagi. Benar, betul. Wih. Sip. 1000 lagi. 3000.
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Thank you.
Tuh, stun. Ush.
Raging healing arc. One more. Make it rain.
Kisara. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone.
Yes. Lumayan, gak sesusah si Dohalim.
You filthy slaves are despicable.
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzelik.
Attaining lordship. Ridiculous. Only those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this? Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords? So you mean...
At last, the truth is revealed.
Dohalim, where have you been this whole time?
Cleaning up. Kelzelik, you've made your last of these.
The fruit of Helgen?
They can't be. You found my production facility?
Correct. And I tore it down. But something still troubles me. It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit. Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance. Indeed. Something like this must have come from another realm. Tsar, perhaps?
You actually expect me to talk now? At this point, the contest for the crown will be over soon enough, and you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act as the Lord of Elder Menencia. Go to Mahag Sar, Ganeth Horrors, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
Si Kelzaliknya.
Are you alright with this? He killed your brother after all.
He did. But then I thought, he's nothing more than one common, ordinary Renan. He's not worthy of my time or my anger, right?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream?
What is that?
Those are the cheers of the brave Dahnans who overpowered Kelzalik's forces.
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Indeed. A militia made up of Dahnan guardsmen, Renan supporters, and of course, the Gold Dust Cats.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all together?
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives. And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real.
Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest. So long as its madness persists, peace will remain ever out of reach. I cannot allow it to continue.
The crown contest impacts far more than just the Dahnans. You're choosing to fight Lenegus and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
Why not walk that road with us?
Pardon?
You heard me. We're fighting to liberate the Dahnans. You're fighting for the people of this realm. I'd say we're on the same path, really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Dahnan dissidents, side by side with a Renan lord? Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hey, where'd Kisara go? I don't see her anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath, we have a mission to complete. Kisara's a big girl. I'm sure she can handle herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I guess you're right. And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
Apa nih? Master Core of Earth. cheese fondue recipe. Kenapa dapat resep? Dohalim Spur. Oh, Dohalim bisa perfect evade enemy attack. His senses become heightened and his road will gain momentum. Oh, nanti range-nya bisa makin panjang ya dengan road-nya dia ini. Terus penetration-nya juga makin meningkat, makin gampang untuk interrupt enemy dan bisa critical hit lebih sering.
What's Kisara going to do now?
I'm sure it's complicated for her.
Si Kelzalik udah berhasil dikalahkan. Dan ternyata Kelzalik itu teknologinya untuk Fruit of Helgen itu bukan dari sini, tapi dari realm lain, dari daerah lain. Kayaknya dia tuh ya gundik-gundiknya atau tangan kanannya atau prajuritnya dari realm lain gitu, yang sengaja mau porak-porandain si Aldermenansia ini gitu ya. Kenapa nggak dibunuh aja sekalian sih si Kelzaliknya itu ya? Nah, si ini kasih apa ya enaknya? Ya sih attack-nya nggak gitu gede, nggak segede kan attack-nya si Sion aja lebih gede. Metal attack bla bla bla. Apa ya? Ya untuk sementara kasih dulu deh. Nih ompol dulu. Kalau Alexandrit ompol dulu aja deh. Nah, si Dohalim. Apa nih? Catapult, Lionheart, Faster AG Recovery, Easier Perfect Evading. Oh, ada Resurrection. Oke, langsung belajar. Air Pressure, 3 AG. Increase slot extension, critical damage. Increase down damage. Boleh. Fleet enemies nullified by boost attack. Solo training grounds. Kita lihat kondisi di luar. Ada skin baru. Apa nih?
Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzalik, do you?
No. Nagal entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
Kisarannya lari kemana? Masih belum diketahui. Masih ada musuh nggak ya? Udah nggak ada musuh. Terus udah ada si ada nih si Dahna lagi ngedekorasi. Bisa-bisanya ya. Udah ada Dahna lagi, udah ada pembantu nyapu-nyapu. Udah damai nih kayaknya. Tadi kan pas Kelzaliknya keluar, kabur, Dahna, Rena itu pada sorak-sorai gitu ya, pada rame-rame. Mana nih? Ini apa nih? Claiming a bounty. Oh, Great Dragon. Oh, di sini Kisara. Kisaranya kaburnya jauh amat. Enggak sih? Oh, bener. Ke arah sana.
You all arrived here from Cislodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
Kita departnya ke South Gate. Ke sini ya, berarti South Gate yang gate yang belum pernah kita buka. Sarah nih.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Dahnans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Legil?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Dahnan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Elda Menencia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
Sar. Tujuan berikutnya. Kenapa nih si Rinwell? Gnocchi recipe. Tiba-tiba dapat resep, dapat lagi resep leaf wrapped fish. Alvin, Comrades of Freedom. Nambah satu AG lagi. Udah 7 dong berarti. Inilah lihatnya skill-skillnya. Ada kit baru, Kisara the Protector.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Eldimenencia Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
Okay, Kelzalik's motives.
What was Kelzalik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renan than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense, enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renan hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renans wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Baik. Motifnya Kelzalik belum tahu, cuma kata si Dohalim hipotesanya karena dia kecewa dengan Dohalim lah. Karena crown contest itu adalah hal utama dari yang namanya Renan gitu. Tapi si Dohalimnya tuh kan nggak mau ikut ke crown contestnya sama sekali. Makanya dia kayak kecewa karena Renan itu secara hierarki ya harus di atas Dahna, dan ya gitulah ya, harus berkuasa di atas Dahna. Si Kisara, dia itu sendiri punya jiwa melindungi, makanya dia itu melindungi siapa aja tanpa perlu disuruh gitu. Akhirnya semua party, semua member
Looks like
udah
we get to
join.
sleep with a roof over our heads.
Semua member udah join dan kayaknya udah penuh partinya. Kita akan lanjut dengan 6 sekawan ini. 6 sekawan. Ada 3 baru. Tapi belum bisa karena masih belum punya si materialnya. Mitos Beauty second edition. Kenapa ada edition deh ya? Nah, ini bisa bikin dulu Silver Sword the Owl. Juga masih belum bisa. Ini juga masih belum bisa. Tongkat. Nah, Sarah bisa bikin. Itu bagus ya. Ada kayak silver. Terus di atasnya ada kayak bunderan gitu. Oke.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Si Kisara akhirnya katanya sih dia tujuannya dia bergabung itu karena dia belajar ditinggal hidup ini dan perjuangan ini tuh ya ada sacrifice, ada pengorbanan, dan juga dia merasa dia taken for granted untuk hal-hal yang dia udah nikmatin selama ini. Terus dia juga pengen apa ya, supaya Indonesia ini, kotanya dia itu bisa selamat, bisa tetap sejahtera dari serangan luar. Serangan luar itu dari negara-negara, dari daerah yang lain gitu ya. Karena dari daerah lain pun juga bisa menginfiltrate si Indonesia. Contohnya kayak si itu tuh, si Kelzaliknya. Makanya dia ikut kita. Leaf wrapped fish, butuh si bream. Dan karena si Dohalimnya udah nggak jadi lord, makanya dia udah dia ikut kita. Tujuannya sama, mau crown contestnya itu mau dia end gitu ya, mau dia stop, karena crown contest itu malah bikin banyak korban, baik Rena baik Dahna gitu. Noki, apple pie, earned combat points. Menarik deh. Butuh milk. Sementara mau apa ya? Attack up. Dulu deh. Udah tidur. Karena di vision ini Indonesia udah tetap sama ya, Rena sama Dahna itu tetap akur. Jadi udah nggak perlu lagi si Dohalim untuk jadi lord. Dia udah turun dari jabatannya sebagai lord.
I feel like somebody's watching us.
Dan si Kisara juga udah turun dari jabatannya sebagai guard di sini ya, di Indonesia. Ada mission.
Maybe there's someone around.
This is bad. What am I going to do about that Zugo? Is something bothering you, Flagil? I heard you mentioned about something about the Zugo. Oh, Kisara, you see, actually never mind. It's nothing. It sure doesn't sound like nothing to me. Did the dangerous Zugo appear somewhere? If you need a guard, I'll handle it. I couldn't ask you to do that. You've got enough on your own plate as it is, Anjor. Leave Menancious affairs to us. I have to learn how to get by without Miguel to depend on these days anyway.
Right.
But I want to make sure this realm stays safe just as much as you do. So, if you're having problems, say something.
Excuse me!
I just told you we can handle it ourselves. Or do you doubt our ability to look after ourselves? That's not what
Well,
It's okay, Lagil. Really. We fought our fair share of Sugos, you know. Why don't you tell us what's going on, at least? Okay, then. The giant Sugos shown up by Traslida Highway and is making a big mess out of all the fields and building along there. It's like a wild hawk, only it manages to break through any walls and fencing that gets in its way. When you say hawk, you mean one of those boars, Sugos? I'd figure a stone wall would be enough to keep it at bay. That will work with this fella. We're thinking about something the size of a hut.
really?
That big? Yes, that's why I've been struggling to come up with a way to stop it.
Good.
Okay, if we're dealing with something that bad, you should let me go after it. I'm not mentioned here after all.
What the?
What? I don't know, that's such a...
Seriously?
I don't know if that's gonna pose a threat to the size of a hut.
All right.
I'll make it work somehow. I'm determined to do what I can to protect my realm. You say Traslida Highway, right? I'll be back. Ada babi hutan segede apa ya? Hut, segede hut. Hut itu kayak rumah situ kayak rumah segede rumah gitu ya, rumah kecil gitu. Jelasinnya gimana? Ya hut lah gitu. Segede rumah kecil, rumah petak mungkin ya gitu. Terus dia di Traslida Highway dia ngacaukan di situ.
I sense a poor soul who is in dire need.
Sounds like our cutest.
Oke, ada mission lagi. Oh, you're Captain Kisara from the guard, right? Perfect. I've got a problem I could really use your
You
help
okay?
with. What is it? I'm at your service. Well, when I was working in Razum Quarry earlier, I came across this one tough nut of a rock that I couldn't quite crack.
Yeah!
Tough rock, you say? If you need help smashing the thing, I'm your guy. If only the solution were so simple. Alas, by the time I got back to work the next day, it completely vanished. Imagine my surprise when I found it rolling around deeper in the quarry. It was practically a walking crack, and a feisty wine at that. Ever since then, I've been too scared to get back to work knowing that thing is in there. Wow, ada golem di quarry.
Okay.
Leave it to me, I'll see what I can do.
Huh?
This'll be good. I can't wait to see how our specialist in defense is going to solve this one. Ha! Well, I'm not just going to ignore this man after he once he's told us, defensive specialist or not. Thanks a million, Captain. You'll find it deep inside the core.
Here we go!
Roger, let's move out. I'll cross that Zugal one way or another. A crack, golem kayaknya sih. Di quarry-nya itu yang keliaran. Masuk ke dalam quarry yang lebih dalam lagi. Oke. Ada 2 mission. Lumayan buat naikin SP. Oke, kalau begitu kita lanjut aja ke map berikutnya aja. Nah, kalau ngelarin vision nanti aja dulu ya. Saran nih, si Dohalim kayak gimana? Dohalim ganti dulu sama si Rinwell, terus kita pakai si Dohalim. Stalagmite. Oh, dia bisa nge-heal juga nih. Intermediate healing art. Si Xion cuma punya first aid, slightly restores beginner. Kalau si Dohalim dia immediate healing art. Kapan si Xion bisa belajar heal ya? Tempest, elusive deity. Serahkan si healingnya ke Xion. Saran gimana sih si Dohalim nyerangnya? Ntar juga dibalik ini mapnya akan seperti apa nih? Mahaksar.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Oh, ternyata mapnya begini doang.
Mahaksar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Red Jasmine. Ada owl deket sini nih. Ah, si bornya.
Let's see what you've got. Resonate with the earth. Another
Hey, Rescue, you gotta jump for cover, okay?
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart for your heart's content.
Keep charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Good! I'll leave it to you!
Resonate with the earth.
You hear it now? Double demon fang! Talon storm!
Ya,
Our weapons are the sword and...
Fists and...
Staff.
And you ruined it.
mana si awalnya? Kenapa awalnya sangat menggoda kali ya? Mana si awalnya? Hilang si Hoodle lah. Bukan situ. Mana sih? Repot nyari si awalnya. Mana? Oh, di sana. Kenapa dia suhunya seksi gitu ya? Devil Tail.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Out of our way!
Resonate with the earth. Our art is being interrupted. Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite.
Si Dohalim kalau pakai itu Astral Art nggak bisa disimpan kayak Rinwell.
Everyone's got your name on it!
Action to action.
Nicely done.
Si Dohalim sama Sion nggak terlalu keren. Maksudnya,
Gotta break through.
Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite.
ouch.
Can you take it? Tornado drive. Eat this. Nice attack. Begin. You're mine.
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Can you take it? Tornado drive. Go. Take. Blow them away.
Acceptable. I'm grateful.
Can you take it?
Kok Dohalim sama lo? Jadi kombonya
This
nggak
could be
menarik
useful.
ya?
There's something in the water.
Ada sesuatu di air.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Ren and eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Oh, kita bisa nge-fishing, mancing. Yap, ini pondnya tempat si Kisara kabur waktu di Lord yang sebelum Dohalim, di mana si Kisara nyari ikan untuk makanan tambahan. Karena bisa kita cook, bisa kita jual, bisa dapetin title juga. Fishing caranya casting a line, luring fish, hooking them, and then reeling them in. Oke, kayak pancing seperti biasanya ya. Lempar, pencet apa nih? Cast lure, pencet.
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one.
Pencet. Lempar terus. Oh, soft shake. Oke, buat mancing ikannya. Wait.
There we go. I'll get you next time.
What? Gak ngerti. Gak ngerti. Heart shake. Gimana nih heart shake? Oh, jauh.
There we go.
Ayo, tinggal dikit lagi. Udah berhasil.
She's got a good size to her, all told.
Hopefully
That
it tastes
base.
better than it looks.
Oh, begitu. Oke, bisa pilih rod juga. Oh, rodnya Miguel's rod. Biggest popper. Oke, kita lanjut dulu lah. Quit.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Kita bisa nge-fish.
Okay!
Oh, you look like you know your way with the rod. I've been fishing a long time and have built up a good collection of equipment for it. I'll share it with you if you're interested. I just want one thing in exchange. All I ask is for you to show me records of any fish you catch. The more you catch, the more equipment I'll hook you up with. If you need anything, I'm always here. Don't be afraid to come up and talk to me. Oh, fishing expert. Kita bisa beli equipment dan rod baru. Kalau misalkan kita cuman perlu bayar, masih tunjuk fish apa yang udah kita bisa tangkap. Gitu ya. Jadi kita akan dapat fishing gear sesuai dengan apa yang berapa banyak yang kita bisa tangkap ikannya. Jadi kata Kisara, oh, invitation to fish, quest sampingan. Oh, skilled angler. Dapat emblem baru. Oke, nanti aja kita lihat-lihatnya skillnya. Oke, ada tandanya di map, tanda buat nge-fishing. Jadi kata Kisara tadi ada tempat yang berbeda, ikannya berbeda. Tanya ya. Tempat berbeda, ikan berbeda, butuh equipment dan rod yang berbeda juga. Apa nih? Oh. You're a lifesaver. Now I can get back to my miss. Sorry, forget I spoke. Carry on, don't mind me. Wah, infantry shield.
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Infantry shield pakai equipment ya. Oh iya, equipmentnya Rena. Di damage attack-nya kurang semua.
I think the animals back at the ranch should be.
Oh. Ada apa nih? Kok diem-dieman aja?
Is it just me? Or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
Si Kisara jalannya sebelah-sebelahan sama Dohalim karena udah kebiasaan. waktu dia kerja sebagai guardnya Dohalim gitu. Terus dia juga masih minta persetujuan supaya ya mau coba dilonggarin deh, nggak jalan di sebelahnya si Dohalim gitu. Padahal kan udah bukan ini lagi, udah bukan Lord dan juga udah bukan guard lagi gitu. Oke, manage range, dapat range, beef, pork dan chicken. Oh, bisa horse. Wow, horse akan dapat apa nih? Discouraging stray zugos from attacking. Ini buat mengamankan. Tapi kenapa horse itu tugasnya itu buat mengamankan, bukan di guard duty ya? Guard duty-nya cuma kucing sama anjing. Oke lah, coba kita enter nih. Kau tadi lagi speak. Depan belum ada yang bisa kebuka yang baru. Sip, skip baru. Sebelum lanjut, nonton dulu
I've
deh.
noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Wah, musuh yang di sini kayak di map ini musuhnya akan banyak yang terbang-terbang dan bisa nge-dodge ya. Kan si Dohalim dia bisa astral art, jurus yang earth, dia bisa nge-grab, dia bisa nge-keep musuh biar nggak
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
biar nggak ngedodge, makanya si lo akan bisa nge-attack si musuh ini gitu. Alvan 700, Sian 2100, Dohalim banyak ya, tapi nanti deh males ngeliatin satu-satu. Burung, coba ada skit baru, kita lawan burungnya dulu deh satu. Archer Hawk level 27.
I
Gila.
had a bad feeling about this. Airborne beast, my special.
Armor won't all fit if you hear it now! Got fire! Can you take it? All yours! Elusive deity! Begin! Rising Phoenix! Swallow down! Rising Wyvern! Rising Phoenix!
Here I go.
Iron Fang! Finish it! Blow them away!
Biasa aja ya.
I'm impressed you managed to keep up.
Don't patronize me.
Inhibitor crystal. Ada lagi satu. Nyasar. Tadi nggak kehitung.
Looks like trouble with a capital T.
Together we got it! No further! This one's all mine!
Tuh.
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Begin! Take this!
That's the airborne
Sounds like a jump.
In an instant! Impact block!
To achieve such harmony.
Takes a singular will.
Wow. Dulu ada, coba lihat skit dulu. Coreless Party.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Dahnan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
Oh, ada lagi the ones left waiting.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dahnan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Dahnans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Dahnans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Si Dahnan ini yang ada di party kita, kayak si Law, dia tuh nggak punya spirit core karena spirit core-nya dia lahir diem-diem, karena kan kedua orang tuanya dia itu part of resistance, bagian dari resistance. Jadi makanya dia nggak dipasang spirit core. Terus si Rinwell juga nggak ada spirit core karena dia itu sembunyi kan, keluarganya sembunyi dari lain-lain gitulah. Terus si Kisara nggak ada spirit core karena dia bisa di-remove, bisa dilepas spirit core-nya sama dokter di Visin. Dan ketika di-remove spirit core-nya, dia bisa meremove-nya tanpa bekas luka sedikit pun. Terus tadi si Lo nanya, kenapa sih ini kok jalannya aneh gitu loh, jalannya kok susah, sulit. Ya ini dibiarin sulit karena nggak ada yang mau ngerjain. Ya udah gini-gini aja gitu loh, karena kalau mau ngerjain butuh slave, butuh dana, butuh effort dan sebagainya. Makanya sampai ada yang mau melakukannya untuk mengubah gitu ya, sampai ada yang mengubah, sampai nggak tahan, barulah ada yang mau menggerakkan. Jadi selama nggak ada yang mau menggerakkan, ya udah gitu-gitu aja terus ngelakuin terus apa yang terus-terusan menjadi kendala, terus-terusan apa yang menjadi kesulitan, tetap aja dilakukan terus gitu. Ya, dan sama kayak di Calaglia, mereka udah mental slave, jadi nggak ada tuh yang berani untuk race, untuk memberontak. This is a pain. Why can't this sugar stand still?
Alright.
Perhaps it's time I deploy my secret weapon. I'll stop it right where it stands. Kita belajar boost attack-nya sih 2 kali. Yep, boost attack 2 kali. Bisa grow, ada akar-akarnya dari ground. And snare enemies and strike them. Efektif untuk enemies yang terbang-terbang. Jadi supaya mereka itu nggak tebak-tebak, nggak kesana sini. Ini cocok buat enemy yang bisa ngedodge. Nah, dia langsung ngedown gitu ya. Pas enemy kayak wolf, kayak serigala, kayak monkey. Nah, si Dohalim nih tugasnya. Dia bisa nggak ngindar-ngindar enemy-nya.
Behold, the earth pulse. Tectonic vision.
Outfit in an instant. Impact block.
Jurus. Oh,
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Dahnan relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dahnan history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
Crocodile Crusher. Ages ago, this worn-out hammer was used to beat down crocodiles. Those skilled enough to dual wield needed or noted as champions. Oh, artifak. Artifak ada special effect-nya nih dengan kita memilikinya itu aja. Ada bonus yang bisa kita nikmatin kalau udah meng-clear the game-nya. Efeknya bisa kita on and off dari artifak effect list. Nanti dong kalau udah selesai, kalau udah tamat. Oh, kita bisa 6 additional art. Sekarang akhirnya nggak cuma 3 doang. Pencet G, art screen, bisa switch between panel. Second panel bisa pencet control dulu. Oke, nice. Dohalim, treasure hunter. Nambah banyak artifact types. Read footed. Subquest. Yeah.
I sense a strange power from this.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Okay,
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Karena si Dohalim suka kabur dari palace-nya keluar ke sini, makanya dia tahu tentang daerah sini. Terus tadi ketemu artefak. Ternyata si Dohalim itu dia suka ngumpulin artefak. Artefaknya itu adalah peninggalan zaman lalunya Daenan. Jadi peninggalan zaman dahulu sebelum dikuasai oleh Rena. Jadi tadi salah satunya tuh ada si apa tadi ya? Ya itulah ya item itu. Itu bisa kita pakai untuk dapat efek kalau udah namatin gamenya. Oh, baru ingat kan bisa pakai ini, bisa 6. Pencet G untuk ke switch. Kita bisa pasang yang baru di sini. Masuk juga yang aerial attack. Yap. Akhirnya nggak cuma 3 doang. Kalau cuma 3 kan cuma terbatas.
Get out of this! Can you take resonate with the
Salah.
stalagmite?
Ya, fast.
Dragon shout! I'll face you. Freak! Still! Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Begin! I'll face you. I'll face you. I'll face you.
Dua doang sekali attack. Aduh gila.
Can you take it? Can you take it? Does it hurt?
Ya. Aduh.
I'll take you all on. Finish it! Out it! In an instant! Impact block!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Ada item di sini. Oh, pitch gel. Lumayan luas juga nih tempatnya. Ada tadi dapat rice. Ada tempat, ada 3 yang tanda tanya. Lumayan luas juga nih tempatnya. Mau balik dulu ke si itu merchant yang ada di balik sana. Sekali attack sama musuhnya itu di attack 200.
Finally, some open space again.
Apa ada ini ya item ya? Oh, betul. Pantesan sekali attack tuh lumayan sakit. Nah, buat si Law sama si Dohalim. Sip. Panas ya, happy battle. Oke. Sip. Nah, sampai di sini kita udah bebasin Indonesia dan kita partinya udah lengkap full 6 orang. Sampai di sini kita lanjut di part berikutnya.